If anger was my best friend, I'd hold its hand through the madness, the sadness, and no one could tell me otherwise. I wouldn't let him die, the sad death. I'd celebrate his transition to better life while putting down lie after lie after lie after lie. The ones we told each other, yet we never liked. Never alike in more ways than one, he showed me my pain. He was the mirror and I was barely awake. If anger was my best friend, I'd hold my heart tighter, freeing the madness, the sadness, and no one could tell me otherwise.
The title of this poem is called Unhinged. My first time reading Sister Soldiers, the coldest winter ever. It was actually summer that day. I felt my body heat up, ready to purge any thought of the naughty. What would it be like to be touched like that? Have I even felt what a real man's touch was like? Outside the hurtful things my ex told me, or the times when my own father didn't affirm me, maybe I needed to heal. So when I picked up the book, I allowed myself to feel completely unhinged. The thought of being bent over at a 90-degree angle with the deepest strokes of I love yous and damn you fine. The sound of his voice shaking as he tells me his fantasies. I've always wondered if my fantasies were suppressed by my reality, as though reality doesn't allow for dark, deep, worthy sexual desires. As the pages turned, I realized that I saw myself in her. I wanted to be a character in my own book. My winters wouldn't be so cold anymore. My body would only shiver at the sound of his voice. Yet and still, I remained as still, because my wet dreams of being unhinged were only pipe dreams, to be piped down the way she did, to be handled gently, to be freaked nasty. Jodeci made me think about freaking you. My dominatrix thoughts made me want to make tricks in you, to make love to you. Soldier taught me that sex wasn't as complicated. Letting my body release was your favorite pastime. I handled mine. You came every time. The coldest winters led to my darkest fears. But I shared light with you. Life is fun with you. Treating my body as a spectacle. Untying my nouns with your verbs. Driving fast on all of these curves. And when you crash, fall amongst the stars. Making love isn't just sex. The title of this poem is called
How'd you get so perfect like that? You look like the type to not even write back. I truly believe you're one of God's greatest creations. Quite frankly, it causes me frustration that we're only we in my imagination. I want to go the distance. I'm not a temptation. My short term goal is just making us a reservation. The long term goal, making loving you be my life's work without resignation. So this is me shooting my shot without hesitation. They say vegans live longer. Sure, I can live forever with your vegetation. Love at first sight manifested in your look. They say the way to end up in the soup is to ask the cook. So what's up? Because I simply refuse to sit idly as another username in your views, potentially passing up permanent partnering with the perfect muse. Not just part. I want the whole piece. Though I come in peace, no need to be alarmed. Let's hit the snooze when we wake. A trip to eternity is where our journey will be. You're all that I want to see, flawless externally, studying everything that makes you unique through a monocular lens. I have no doubt that a golden egg is from whence you've hatched if women were hens. If that was the case, I'd be that rooster doing all the crazy things just to get in the hen house so we can hold wings. or eat next to you at feeding time, hoping for a chance to touch beaks. You embody everything my heart seeks. The song you sing matches the rhythm my heart beat. You are the reason my cock will do the do. I mean the reason I cock a doodle do. Live, die, and everything in between is the list of things that I would do for you. This can't be the end. You're not here yet. Do you view me as a threat? Do I remind you of a guy who stays in character until he got what he came to get? I remain the same long after we leave the set. Pen me a 4-page letter that won't be a single one you regret or regret. I'll regurgitate every sound you make as you state the things you hate. My idea of the perfect date ain't a $200 steak, it's conversation. Being as tender as what's on the plate. But you're not ready. And I can't help but wait. I can't help but wait for the days where I'm able to just indulge in you. I want to all access cerebral pass to see what you've been going through, find out all your whys, even the unnoticeable ones, like the why and rhythm. Tell me all your whats and ifs and how'd you get 'em. Used to have thoughts about other stuff, these days you feel 'em. Wanna know the stories behind your scars and help you heal 'em. Those scars, unseen, unhealed. Once at true love's front door, all things revealed, and it's too late to run. Before it answers, you rung that doorbell full of expectancy, wondering if this fish-eyed view of you is what the peephole expect to see. You wonder, should you just make a break for it? You'll only end up caught at the end of the line like, yes, it's me. So your alternate option is to wait there and just say not interested, respectfully. I wonder what your answer to these questions will be. What makes you have such little faith in people that you don't even believe they'll do the things they're supposed to do? Why does it feel like we can share a phone booth and I still wouldn't be close to you if I was your lifeline? Would you call on me for help? Or just walk away with whatever you've accumulated because you're used to only being able to count on yourself? All I need is for you to answer yes to do you love me? For me to feel like a millionaire. Know that even when I pour out my heart, love for you is still in there. How do you manage? The weight of the world on that petite silhouette. Pay you all my attention. Long as you have more to say, I'm still in debt. Not a piano or drum. I'd never play nor beat you. It's only one thing I'd ever abuse. That's all the art I can create since having you as a muse. Do you fear I'd walk over your heart cause I wear bloody shoes? Listen, it can be me, you, and the map in the jungle. It's the map I'd rather lose. Only want updates on you. Don't give a damn about the news. Even if you had a clone, it wouldn't be hard for me to choose. The feelings I have for you is so strong. I can pick you out a lineup with my eyes closed. No makeup or filters. We only show true faces. Our spirits become shoelaces and we tie souls.
My first spoken word, rock with me. What's a love song? First off, how do you do love wrong? How come one day is here and the next day is gone? So please tell me, how do you love wrong? We talking love, not possession. The shield that gets every whipping, and I ain't talking about ticking. Excuse me, let me bring that back. The shield that gets every whipping, and I ain't talking Mortal Kombat. I'm just stating the truth. Don't get it confused with a fact. But shit, while we bringing stuff back, let's talk about love and some facts. Saying you love a person when they just a source for the things that you lack. Now you're at war with love. There's no peace. You under attack. Ain't no pause. Ain't no way. Ain't no need to bring you back. So it's a love song. Treat love like energy. Never a desire to do love wrong. I ask again, what's a love song? It's way more than just getting along. Screaming from the top of my lungs. What's a love song? Then I close my eyes and I let go of everything that I'm holding on. And in that moment, I heard my first love song.
Who taught you to love? Who taught you to love? The lady on TV who was beaten on and cheated on? The parent who had to hold their wounds close so they couldn't hold you close? Or the parent who was so ashamed that they barely spoke your name? Or the friend who had more toys than presents so they always bragged about their presents? Was it the sister with 6 dues but no bills so she opened her legs and closed her heart to feels? Or the brother who hid his love to be accepted in a world where he has to hide himself and is still rejected? Who taught you to love? Why'd you listen? Did it feel good to be pushed away? Did it feel good to cry yourself to sleep at night? You like covering up the pain and shame with fake smiles and fake fame? You like feeling empty inside with so much shit in your space you can't even sit inside? Or is it the loneliness taking over your insides while you let anybody inside? Or maybe the joy of never having to really love because honestly, you don't know real love. Who taught you to love? Really? Or did you just overlook all that and still learn to love yourself?
Hi, my name is Ariana, and I'd like to share with you a poem I wrote called Rainbow. Everybody loves a good backstory, so I'll keep it short and sweet though. I was asked to speak at a poetry event, very last minute, well, actually, very on the spot. Did not have material. Little did I know that inspiration will walk up to me, and she did. And so I just decided to write freestyle how I felt. It became this little fun piece I have called Rainbow. Here we go. We've agreed that the pride rainbow doesn't represent lovers of our hue, but I still love you in colors, like I love you in blue. Like the raging waters of pleasure colliding with pain, constantly clashing from sadness to hope, but always back to love again. And I love you in yellow, full of joy and optimism every day that I wake because you are my shining rays. But then when clouds full of fear colliding with faith hovers over, I love you in grays. And then in your arms, rested, I find the comfort of lavender, lavender that deepens until your purple rain I drink, intoxicated from your spirits, my brown hands find their way to your pink. And at times, I love you in red, when rage takes over, when PTSD from past lovers blend in. Reflecting though on your grace, I know that I'm safe and back to white again. White that offers no opposition to how much I love you in black because we both possess Nigerian DNA. I love you like the shining silver lining when things feel bleak and together we pray. Our jaded hearts, once broken, now meet, focused on the work to heal and to blend. Conversations at night, journeying through truth and understanding our true colors blend. Discussions that get deeper with each green that we inhale, exposing ourselves in vivid flesh and 4K honesty, seeing every color, texture, and detail. And then we fall. And I love you like the orange leaves we land in, like the pile of blessings we stand in. You see, no matter how many muted, just okay days we have, colors less bold, and no matter our distance from the pride flag, our love is the rainbow. Our love is gold. Thank you. Hi, my name is Ariana, and I'd like to share with you a poem I wrote called Rainbow. Everybody loves a good backstory, so I'll keep it short.
When did our values started being determined by how many people choose to follow you? When did our worth divert to the double tapping of one's finger, leaving thoughts to linger? If enough people didn't tap twice, then maybe, just maybe, that photo wasn't post-worthy. When did our identity and our reality become our enemy? See, I don't mean to offend, but in this era, we would rather live a life of pretend just to stay up to date with the recent trend. Again, when did our worth divert to one's opinion behind a device screen that results in us tampering with our genes? It seems we now live a life based off others' reaction. So self-love just fits a great caption. Our satisfaction now lies within the world wide web of lies, being deceived by what we see in front of our eyes, being displeased with our own lives because we're still clocking into a 9 to 5, as if a 9 to 5 make one less applicable to succeed and thrive. See, much has changed. And if you're not doing it like the world, you're considered a lame. At some point, the ultimate goal became a blue check beside one's name. Now, if you ask me, social media is what you make it. And it's filled with a lot of opportunities. It's filled with people coming together and building communities. But on the other end of it, it's filled with a lot of hypocrites, a lot of judges and jurors, a lot of counterfeits. So be sure in who you are or you will get lost in it. When did our values started being determined by how many
This ain't nothing new to me. I've been here before. I done ran into the very same damned foolery. I've stood eye to eye in mirrors facing my fears and my flaws. I've seen broken in every hue, and somehow we all got similar differences. By now, I'm over it and on to some other shit. I live to progress for purposes of that leverage. It's better here. So what do you do when they hating on you? I say middle finger elevated so that they looking up to the truth, cause that unrest is just a phase. We seeing through the bullshit straight past the better days. We the medicine, we the chicken noodle soup for every skeleton. The reason for world change. Here's another dosage, let us vent. And that's that piece. Thank y'all.